Well, good morning, everybody. I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about a few things that have crossed my mind over the last 6 months as it relates to future truck and far horizon. The picture in the bottom right is from the brochure for the IAA International Truck Show that was held in Hanover, Germany in September. And the one on the right is the concept drawing for a Honda pickup truck. One of the things that I find in our industry is that we are very, very slow to change. This particular press release, press announcement caught my attention. This was in November, and we still have a lot of people in our industry that are interested in a classic-looking vehicle with lots of chrome, large air stacks, and a big old air cleaner on the side of the vehicle. I'm afraid, though, that as we go forward, because of the corporate average fuel economy regulations for medium and heavy trucks, that there's going to be some changes because of the requirements to have a reasonably high corporate average fuel economy and greenhouse gas regulation. Another thing that caught my attention is that CD players are still not dead. We talk about bringing in clean, connected, safe, and autonomous vehicles, and yet as an industry we're still shipping vehicles with a CD player. What really caught my attention was even in the light vehicle side. The statistic is that over 80% of the vehicles still being shipped last year had CD players in them. I have 500 CDs, but I ripped every one of them ages ago to put them onto my iPhone, iPod, and iPad. And we also have some basic issues in our industry that are challenging to us. Each year we have Operation Air Brake, Brake Safety Week, put on by the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance. The statistics for this last year's is that 10.5% were put out of service for brake adjustment, over 9% were put out for brake components, and over 16% were put out of service for brakes overall. So we have some basic service issues in our industry. Kind of at the other end of the spectrum, the National Transportation Safety Board each year puts out its most wanted list of things that it thinks will improve the transportation system and reduce accidents and save lives. This is their list that they put out most recently in January of this year, if I'm not mistaken. And I took this list of their 10 most wanted items and I said, well, which ones did they say specifically relate to truck? And so out of the 10, 4 of them specifically related to improving truck. Distractions obviously was for all vehicles. Substance impairment would apply to all vehicles, but they focus a little bit on trucks. And medical fitness for duty and strengthening commercial trucking safety are obviously directly related to trucking. But if I look at that list a little more fully, all but one of them actually apply to commercial vehicles in general. And some of us, of course, are involved in mass transit and buses, light vehicles, heavy vehicles. We interface with intermodal through the trains and things. One of the things that I've picked up through the last year in particular is that, as we expected, many of the OEMs are working on new truck designs for the future. And the future appears to be somewhere around 2017, as we expected, because all of these are geared towards the greenhouse gas regulations that take effect with a tightening of the screws in 2017. So given that they're going to be likely announcing them in 2016, they'll make them available in 2017, that would tell me that they are already in process of doing testing. They probably had something at summer test, and right now this month they're probably doing their first winter tests. The next round then, after that, would likely be in the 2023 to 2025 time frame, and that's what I'd like to focus our attention on and help prepare for that so that we can influence it. This truck was announced in September. Now, is this the truck that you want in 2025? Given what we just said about how slow our industry moves, that we're still shipping CDs, that we have problems with brakes, Do you want a truck that has all of the features, functions, and capabilities that this truck, an autonomous vehicle, would have? Are we ready to be able to maintain it? So, over the last several meetings, I've been showing you a timeline of what it takes to be in advance of the regulations and to influence the future truck designs. I've updated this slide a little bit. I've put a few things that have been checked off into the background a little bit and modified a couple of things. Originally, I'd hoped we would have TMC white papers done in time to influence the vehicles coming out in 2017. That obviously has not happened, so I've changed my expectations to say, let's take advantage of the Phase 2 regulations, which will come out probably next quarter. I doubt they will meet the March 31st time frame that they've promised up till now. Let's take the input that we see from the National Academy's final report, which will be published in 2016. Let's see what we've got for new vehicles coming out in the 2016 and 2017 time frame, and let's use all of that to put together a set of white papers that really talk about what we expect out of a future truck, and do that before the next regulations take effect and before they start promulgating the next phase of regulations even beyond that. Because while Phase 2 regulations take effect in 2020 to 2021, I would expect that in that time frame they will be issuing the new regulations for 2025 to 2027. So if we are to influence what we expect out of a future truck, I believe we need to get it done in that 2018 to 2020 time frame. And I'm looking for your help and your support to make that happen. So let me leave you with one short video. What beats a super truck? And I say it's a flying truck. I'll have all of this posted so that you can take a look at it later. I hope you caught that race car was going underneath the truck as it went up into the air. This was a friend of mine that's been involved in these types of stunts for a long time, Mike Ryan, and there are additional YouTube videos out there showing some of the backdrop to getting ready for that particular stunt. Thanks very much.